like Triple H and Shawn.
But no, I get it.
And
What I'm saying is,
the Dudley's boys.
what I'm
y'all
saying
disrespectful
is,
to the Dudleys and the Hardys.
But what I'm saying is, anything that the Usos bring to the table as far as wordplay, because if we go in that lane, hold on, even the Hardys, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. The Hardys barely spoke for real. Let's just put it that. Like,
but that's a better tag team. You put Usos over the Hardys.
But I love Jeff Hardy to death. That's my dog.
You don't like Matt. You don't like Matt.
I didn't. Yeah, Matt was boring. Matt was boring. But I'm telling you, listen. Jeff fed generations. I'm just gonna keep it a book with you.
I was out here doing swan times on the bed. Nigga.
Nah,
I wasn't that dumb.
But listen,
I had a good one.
So, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
For one, for me, like I say, I'm an old head when it comes to this. So I say old head because my love for wrestling and everything was of old. The Rocks and everything. And the John Cena when he was at the young John Cena. Eddie Guerrero was Rey Mysterio. That was my age. So this new age, I'm not really tapped in too much other than if the pay-per-view and the pay-per-view events, the execution, the performances, the production, because they put millions and whatever dollars in this shit. So they putting on. They always put on a show, but the production they're stepping up. Mm-hmm. So as far as entertainment, it caught my attention a little bit. So I'm tuned in to whenever they have those events, you know what I'm saying. And when these real notable characters come back, because it's nostalgia for me, man. But Money in the Bank last night. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, how I feel about like match type PLEs, I'm not so much of a big fan, but I treat Money in the Bank like how people treat SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. I think it's part of the big three in a way, because when they tried to do the same exact idea with Hell in a Cell, I always felt like it wasn't how Money in the Bank was executed. Like, there was always a Money in the Bank. And then plus the Hell in the Cell match. Like, you know, like...
Because I remember Hell in the Cell when I was a kid. This Money in the Bank is relatively new.
Well, the thing is, it's like, Hell in the Cell came around almost the same time when the Money in the Bank pay-per-view came. But Hell in the Cell was more of like the end-all, be-all for rivalries. Like heated rivalries when you think about Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, Triple H versus Batista, or Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, you know, so on and so forth.
Maybe I'm not understanding, because like you said, because Hell in a Cell been here for decades.
It's been for decades, but it was, when it was placed on a platform as an event, it just didn't hit.
Yeah, because it's I get what you're saying, because of the type of match it is, and just because it's the main event. You can't necessarily sell the event off of that particular main event match. That's like saying the Iron Man pay-per-view, because you got an Iron Man match at the end. I wouldn't imagine that it would sell like a WrestleMania or like a SummerSlam. I get what you're saying, because the Money in the Bank, that's really its own thing.
Yeah, but overall with Money in the Bank lately, you know, as much as it's been entertaining and everybody is really putting their 2 cents in it, I just feel like overall how I've been feeling is now becoming more and more predictable because of who's getting the briefcases. But
I think we're going over there.
You took the words right out of my freaking mouth. It is predictable.
It is.
Overall, this whole thing is predictable only because we've been watching it for decades, and there's only so many times, only so many ways you can flip the script.
Well, not even just those ways you can flip the script. It's just more so. It's like, again, you're doing things that could only really make sense. Like, okay, for instance, there's only so many ways you can flip the script, but you have 6 fighters for the Money in the Bank. You feel what I'm saying? And it shouldn't have to be to where we're actually only thinking about 2 people. It should get to a point to where it's like, we really feel like anybody can grab this briefcase.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw Seth Rollins' name in that entrant,
you knew he was going to get it.
I knew he was going to get it. I knew it was going to happen, just based off the storyline, because Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman said he's going to win Money. Of course he's going to win Money. The same thing with John Cena. But John Cena's like, I'm going to get the championship. Of course he's going to get the championship. Like, it makes perfect sense on why he would get what he would do. But let's just put it this way. Let's say Chad Gable was in the Money in the Bank match and he wins. It'll throw you off. It's like, oh snap. What is he gonna do with it now? Is he still gonna try to prove himself with this American is better than Mexican thing? Or you see what I'm saying? Like, what is he gonna really do with that?
I think in that aspect, I think the WWE or TKO or whatever you want to call it now, I think they're going the ESPN route or just the other high-rated television routes. Like say they're going off of ratings rather than like say what core fans would deem as exciting to see what happens next. They're going off of ratings. What are the numbers? What have the numbers consistently been saying, and what have the people been reacting to? That's why what happened last night happened. For the people that don't know, staying on Money in the Bank, the big pop of the night, well, for one, the 2-on-2, I was pleasantly pleased because so far, John Cena has been putting on shitty matches this year. Ever since his heel run, the whole I'm just gonna cheap shot and do a quick pin and get him, like the WrestleMania was so lackluster. But last night, him and Logan Paul, like believe it or not, they put on the fucking show, man. And then the big pop, bro, R-Truth came back. And, you know what I'm saying, stole the show and sealed the deal, or you could say screwed Cena and them from winning and put it over for, put Cody and Jey Uso over. But just as far as like the ratings and just reacting to what the people and what entertainment or television or just media is saying, R-Truth was fired. And I believe if it had not been for the uproar in the media, they wouldn't have never signed him back or brought him back for that one last pop, or if he's coming back altogether. But if it wasn't for that, that wouldn't have happened. Which it was dope as fuck, and I didn't see it coming. But that goes to say back to what we were just saying as far as the predictability. That's kind of why I say I aim towards these events, because I think with these events they try to make it not as predictable. As far as the main events, they try. I didn't see R-Truth coming back. I say that.
I can honestly say, okay, I didn't see R-Truth coming back. The end result of the match, I knew it was gonna be the end result.
I did too.
And like, you know, me and him spoke about sometimes. I do have a small problem with just sitting back and enjoying it. I'll admit that. But it's like, what's the point of really watching it, really? Like, I could say, like, I mentioned my brother, for instance, watching Golden State. He'll turn on the TV, see Golden State blowing somebody out by 30 points, and he'll switch the channel, because he knows what's going to happen. He knows, bro, they're going to win. Like, ain't no point in you watching this no more, because you know exactly what's going to happen. Like, what comes back to the unpredictability of who wins. Like, you know, with the women's, Naomi winning the Money in the Bank, I knew that was gonna happen. It was just right in front of your face.
But like, if I could be honest about that, as much as it was predictable, I still feel like it was the right choice. It was deserved, because, you know, if it was Rhea Ripley, that would have been predictable. If it was Stephanie Valkyrie, I would have been appreciated for that. Or you know, if Roxanne,
yeah.
So she had it, I would have been like, okay, they pushing NXT stars. Okay, I can see that. They trying to get on that wave.
And I would have rathered that.
I agree. But because it was Naomi, and because of the time that she got with WWE, knowing this finna be her last, because we are in the era where everybody we knew growing up is eventually gonna leave. You know, Naomi, Truth, Miz, Roman had even talked about it, which I'm going to discuss about the situation with Roman later in TKO. And then, you know, Cody, he's not leaving again, but, you know, he's pretty much going to be the new top guy.
Can I say something right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's way too late to try to get that girl her flowers. Y'all should have been gave that girl flowers. Naomi.
Nah, for real.
Y'all should have been gave Naomi her flowers, bro. She's one of the best tag team female stars out there, 100%, bro.
And one of the most underrated champions.
Yeah, the champions.
Like the roster.
Y'all should have been gave her flowers.
Yeah. But in my opinion, kind of like what you just said, kind of ties off of what you're saying, because, like I said with Cody Rhodes, nigga, Cody Rhodes is the face now. I believe that happens strictly off of longevity. You've been here longer than everybody else. It makes sense. You've been like Naomi. You've been here longer than most of these other girls. It makes sense. But like Cody Rhodes, like it went from what Goldust little brother to Dashing, and then just the second, third. Cody Rhodes,
Stardust.
Yeah, because he had to go
straight
through so many gimmicks to finally become the American Nightmare. That's story, but it didn't have to be.
And that's why I give him his props. You know what I'm saying? You earned that spot, bro. Yeah. You went through the mud.
But you know why I give my utmost respect? He had to leave to understand what he wanted. What was the land? Not the land. What was the blueprint he wanted to build, and what was the foundation he wanted to stick with? So when he finally got it, and he made it through AEW and coming back to WWE, he already got it. So he knew. It's like what Thug said. He had the deal. He just needed the platform.
Quick question I have, because a lot of people are saying, because going back to Money in the Bank last night, like you were saying, Seth Rollins winning, it's kind of predictable, and it was kind of lackluster to the other talent that was in there. Mm-hmm. To rising stars like an LA Knight, and with him losing yet another event, people are saying that they're kind of ruining his character as far as the writing in the script, and that he should possibly go to another platform like an AEW or TNA, or if that's still the thing,
it's still the thing,
to sustain or salvage his stardom, because it's being overlooked in the WWE.
I ain't gonna hold you, and there's gonna be a hot take, and I'm known for these. I'm known for it. LA Knight's one of the best peoples on the mic.
Okay. Oh, no.
Not gonna hold you.
No,
LA Knight is one of the best people on the mic, 100%.
Of today?
Of today, yes, of today. Only because.
And he been around for a long, so he.
LA Knight's creativity is absolutely entertaining. Like I can't.
As far as what in the ring, on the mic.
I'm talking about on the mic. Like
on the mic, I just think he's a poor man's Randy Savage. He's nice.
No, but he's petty with it, and that's what makes it so entertaining.
It's not even just that. It got that mix of the Rock flair with a mix of Stone Cold.
Yeah, the Rock's disrespect.
Yeah, he has the Rock's disrespect. He has
I don't see how y'all. I don't mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You
I just say I would want to mix in a little Randy Savage in there.
Now, see,
Macho Man.
Yeah, because the flair of the Slim Jim and shit.
The reason why I say that is because Roman Reigns in the prime tribal chief, I'm talking about, coming out like this. LA Knight shuts all that off and walks out like right when he puts his finger up and gets it. Like he cuts off all pyro and walks right past this man.
You're the top guy in the company, the champion.
No cap. People like LA Knight
straight disrespectful.
He's just like
people like LA Knight. I want to say a couple of years ago was one of the people that caught my attention to say, "Hey, what's going on over there again?" Like, he's a good guy. I give him credit. So and I can't say, "Oh no, he should deserve it," because he had the championship and he had his run, and maybe people like him. It's more entertaining when they're the underdog and on their way to the top rather than actually being at the top.
I'm just afraid.
No, it gets old when you see that underdog constantly fighting for that spot. Like, forget it. Think about it. Daniel Bryan, right? Mm-hmm. He didn't have to constantly fight for that spot. He got to the top. He got to the top.
But you know who's another underdog who I feel like at this point just throw him the title? Sami Zayn. I don't understand how y'all put this man.
Get him
so many storylines. You put him against Kevin Owens, you know they're going to make a banger match. You keep building these storylines where he's like saying my dog or with the bloodline. He keeps taking L's. And then they just don't do nothing. Like, they don't take him serious. It's like, bro, this man beat Gunther at WrestleMania 40. He beat the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. And y'all still didn't give him the bone. He's already been IC champion. Like, how many times? He's like 2 times.
It may be like I said, it may just be as simple as this. Cause like from a fan standpoint, you're saying okay, it only makes sense for this particular character to happen next. Mm-hmm. But as far as the actual production, they're saying okay, maybe if we go this route, it won't have a big pop or the numbers won't draw in like a Roman Reigns.
So you gonna wait?
I see them looking at it.
You gonna wait? Spoiler. You gonna wait until this man has to betray Jey Uso in order for him to get the way he needs to go? Crazy. And he still have a strong chance of losing. So at that point, you just ruining his name, you just ruining his legacy or whatever, and you're what you're doing, which is gonna be very irritating. You're making another Sheamus, and we don't need another one of those because y'all fumbled him.
You know who's really gonna be a fast rising star in this company, and they already pushing him because of what they doing with Seth Rollins?
Where's Obafemi? Go ahead.
He's still in NXT. He's still
I know he need to be here.
Really quick about Sami Zayn. About Sami Zayn, because you want to go something else. But about Sami Zayn, because from what I saw just recently, because I tapped in and saw the highlights from Raw, is it Raw SmackDown? Because CM Punk is on his run right now, and I think they're kind of pivoted to where CM Punk may get whatever title he's going for, and Sami Zayn already let it known that, hey, I want you to win because I'm coming for you. So I think they're trying to pit that next. Him and CM Punk.
It was obvious.
And by saying that, am I doing that? Are they saying that Sami Zayn needs an adversary like a CM Punk to catapult his name? Because he's really not that.
But if he loses to CM Punk, his name is going to plummet because it's how many title opportunities are you gonna lose, man?
So wouldn't that be the great match to win for Sami Zayn? CM Punk?
No, it still
because they already did it on a regular Monday night when they went against each other for a contenders match, and CM Punk beat him.
And not only that, it's like, bro, you gotten owned it this far, and you just now winning the championship. It's like the same. It's like the match.
Right, ain't nobody gonna sit there 15 they're not gonna do all that.
But see, and that's what I'm saying. They're just going to Jey Uso, Sami Zayn. You're already Jey Uso to him because how many times have we felt like literally like Jey Uso, and most of us feel like, bro, they need to push Jimmy as well. But
they really should, though.
But again, with the longevity thing, like, how long are you gonna be here and you ain't? You feel what I'm saying? You ain't winning nothing.
Like, why would I wait? Why would I wait 20 years for the man that I want to win finally gets his W?
Like you
finally but you letting the stereotype get the big W. And I'm not calling him a stereotype, but Braun Breaker is the fastest rising star in the company, hands down.
He shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be, but it's the truth. This man has been 2 times NXT champion. He was a breakout star about a couple of years back while under NXT. He debuted and was already an Intercontinental Champion in the midst of 2 months in the company, 3 months.
No.
All because he didn't get an opportunity at the King of the Ring tournament, which is nuts.
All right.
He had his first reign was just matches and matches. Then the second reign, matches and matches. And who did he lose it to?
I can't remember.
Yeah. But
no. He lost it to Jey Uso, didn't he? Did he
lose the championship
to Jey Uso?
He lost it recently at WrestleMania in that fatal 5-way.
Yeah.
That was a good match also. But other than that.
All right, and I switched the subject right quick.
Yeah, go ahead. Right.
TKO is suspected to be in debt by billions. It is rumored that TKO is in debt by billions. With that being said,
black ass storylines.
Yeah, of course. Do you think that's the reason why they've been booking more PLEs outside the country and why they even signed that deal with Netflix? Because I don't think Vince would have done that.
I think Netflix was a gamble that definitely went wrong. Mm-hmm. I think in theory, initially I can see the idea, but no, because you gotta count on motherfuckers to get Netflix account and keep pulling up Netflix. And like your reminder that it's coming on is when you're on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? You're talking to Netflix users.
And here's the thing. I was telling Enigma earlier about how Vince would approve or what he wouldn't approve. But the Netflix deal was something he would never, even on his deathbed, he would never let that happen. The Netflix deal, the sponsors in the ring, on the mats and shit. Of course, he was gonna go for TKO because he did have a close relationship, but he still would have used his power to overthrow them with the advertisement, the way they are proving the storylines. That's why, in the midst of before he eventually left WWE, he was trying. And this was like after WrestleMania 39 when he made that sudden change. Because originally Cody was supposed to win that title at WrestleMania 39, but Vince was like, nah, we'll push it next year. But you could just tell how Vince, even though he has his flaws, there's just certain things about Vince I do agree with because he's a traditional wrestling guy. He believes in promoting wrestling, but also keeping the business intact. And I feel like with WWE in this era, there's some love of wrestling, but it's about the business.
That you connected to the media.
Yeah, you're doing it for the media because you ain't never hear WWE on Fortnite like that. You ain't never hear WWE in a UFC as big like that.
So do you believe under Vince McMahon's power, do you think that there would be a Logan Paul in the WWE? With the prime and everything in the ring and everything.
Absolutely not. Nah.
Not
he
with
wouldn't
prime.
even not the prime. He wouldn't even give him close of a step to even being a champion. He wouldn't even be able to touch that U.S. title.
But do you think he'll be able to still buy his way in?
I disagree.
I think he'll definitely be able to buy his way in.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, one thing that we've learned about Vince McMahon, Vince is
money.
that's
that's
money
true.
Vince right
That's
there. You
true.
feel what I'm saying?
That's
he
true.
want the, he want the money.
Because I hear you, but I'm like, dog, if you talking about...
And he likes heels, man. Like he loves heels.
I don't know if
He
him
like
and
anything that
Vince
can make him
was
money.
like Triple H and Vince was going head to head on heels. I feel like Triple H loved heels more than Vince.
I mean, because Triple H is one of the best heels in
you feel me? He was willingly everyone's heel. He was the heel.
Yeah.
Who, Vince?
Yes.
Yeah, he was number one heel. Yeah, of course.
And the thing about it is, like, his main thing was like he wanted to do anything that made him money. So you telling me this because this media, social media, and YouTube and everything, motherfuckers making tens and hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
You telling me he wasn't going to accept that Logan Paul?
Yeah, he was.
He was gonna be drenched.
Yeah.
You sure you weren't going to accept that prime check?
What? He'd be like, yeah, I'll let him slide with that. I'll let him slide.
Yeah, son.
Like, as long as the money's good. But yeah.
Who's the best tag team of all time?
Usos.
I was just finna say that, but because if we talking about in-ring and history, hands down, DX. I give flowers and props to the Usos for what they did to wrestling.
I say Usos because the most accolades. I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
If we talking about without the accolades, DX. But
with
accolades,
Usos.
Most definitely.
Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all man, I'm about to
Bro,
that shit.
no.
Hear us out.
I'm gonna back you up.
Bro,
So hear me out. So
that was, bro, it's so many people over the Usos. You got the Hardy Boys. You got the Dudley Boys. You got the Brothers of Destruction, my nigga. Usos?
Yes.
But you gotta think about
Yes.
what they have did to the new
Get the fuck out of here.
You gotta think about what they've done to
They not over
WWE
the
too.
Dudleys. They not over the Dudleys in my shit, dog.
If like saying DX,
Usos.
like no, saying in 2025 DX is one of the best tag teams of all time, that I can understand that. But the reason why I'll never put them over the Usos when it comes to accolades, DX never really had tag team championship materials.
Look, during his time as a part of the Usos, 622 days, which is their 5th reign as a tag team champion.
I'm shutting all this shit down.
Right.
They needed those championships for the viewership, for the attention and the ratings. DX didn't need no championship. They didn't even need a match half the time. They just needed a camera and a mic. And they carried the show, my nigga. Let alone them in the ring. Them separate. You take Shawn Michaels and Triple H solo. 2 of the greatest of all time. Shawn Michaels alone, my nigga. Like neither one of the Usos can hold a candle to them. And then, like, bro, you talking about all these, like, Just imagine if DX had to go through all these championships. They like the Attitude Era was about fuck all this shit. We don't care about that. We're gonna fuck up the place. Like they didn't need a match.
It was entertaining. It was entertaining. But I can
but
tell you,
also,
y'all can suck it.
But also,
but
also, neither of the Usos had a big WrestleMania moment like Triple H and Shawn.
But no, I get it.
And
But what I'm saying is,
the Dudley's boys.
What
like,
I'm saying
disrespectful to the Dudleys and the Hardys.
But what I'm saying is, anything that the Usos bring to the table as far as wordplay, because if we go in that lane, hold on, even the Hardys, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. The Hardys barely spoke for real. Let's just put it that. Like,
but that's a better tag team. You put Usos over the Hardys.
But I love Jeff Hardy to death. That's my dog.
You don't like Matt. You don't like Matt.
I didn't. Yeah, Matt was boring. Matt was boring. But I'm telling you, listen. Jeff fed generations. I'm just gonna keep it a book with you.
I was out here doing swan-tons on the bed.
Nah,
I wasn't that dumb.
But listen,
I had a good
one. I took the risk that bed broke. Then
hey man.
But no, what I'm saying is, as far as like Jimmy, he exposed it all. The things that they say, even on the mic, they don't need just one gimmick to try to carry them. You can literally, Jimmy said, I can go to the ring and go, and everybody gonna say it. You feel what I'm saying? Jay can go to the, and everybody's gonna know exactly what that means. Yeah. They're literally, like exactly. Welcome to the Ucho Penitentiary. Literally, they can be like, Les Sartos. What is it? Crowd gonna say lockdown. They know exactly what it is. All DX had was suck it. That was it.
They had more than that though.
What else did they have?
They had suck it. Let's get ready to suck it.
You can suck it twice.
You can suck it twice.
You can suck it with a man.
You know.
You talking about?
Hold on. I'm getting there.
They didn't have to.
I forgot.
But they didn't have to worry about that shit to carry them. That little shit.
They did it.
They eat shit kind of lame. But I mean, it's
hard to do. But the Usos, I will tell you, the Usos
as a tag team. Come on, dog.
The Usos done two different lanes with it. DX only done one lane with it. DX was able to beat you in promos because they made you laugh.
Usos beat your ass
bro, hold on, listen. The Usos made you laugh, and they didn't even have to make you laugh. They could have just cooked you flat out in those promos.
And then they didn't even have to cook you. They just kick your ass.
And DX did too. Y'all said everything DX does.
Nah,
but the difference
DX has to make you laugh though. With the super kicks, it was funny. When he was going around super kicking girls in the kitchen and everything, it was funny.
Bro, DX made you laugh. DX pushed the envelope because no homo, but like when they came out and like negligent, like bro, DX had so many layers to them. On top of them being two of the best wrestlers in the game.
Okay, so if you believe that they're the best tag team, do you believe they're the best faction? Because I'll tell you who's really the best faction.
No, because faction we talk about more than just two people. Okay, that's a whole different conversation. We talking about tag
team,
together. But I know for factions, Shield.
See, you hopping all over the place.
So I'm gonna give you an actual subject. Okay, so if it was a triple threat tag team,
I'm still mad. Y'all ain't
DX. Hold on.
The Dudleys is number 3 in my list.
The only reason because I'm tired. I love the Dudleys, okay? But at the same time, individually, I'm tired of these tables, man. Like, it's always bring out the tables.
Get the tables.
Like, find something else.
Oh, my God.
Find something else. Now,
stop trying to powerbomb old ladies through the table.
Like, now, don't get me wrong. The Usos.
You know how many people... Don't the Usos do the 3D?
Yeah, they do the 1D. I was just finna get to that. I was finna say,
no, they gave it to them.
Y'all favorite, like, is a mix of all the great, all the real ones. Like, y'all...
Hey, but what's the motto, though? Great artists still.
Would you rather choose one person?
Usos down with booty.
Hold on. No. But
they're down with the booty on niggas.
No. But would you rather choose somebody that's great at one thing or somebody that incorporated all of it and is great at all of it?
I picked the motherfuckers that's saving and carrying the show along with Stone Cold. Because them, Stone Cold, the Attitude Era, bro, you know it was
I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. The Usos carried SmackDown for quite a while, man.
You gotta watch that shit.
My point exactly. They carried SmackDown for a while.
Usos was carrying it.
No, Roman
and even in Raw, they carried it.
I give them that shit. And every
and Roman needed them for his push.
Every tag team that we named had their own era. Usos had an era where they carry. Every tag team they had their own era. What we're saying is like
Matt still trash.
Y'all saying, bro, like the Usos is a better tag team than the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, Brothers of Destruction. We can X them out and DX like.
Now if we say in-ring performance, I'm gonna get this again. In-ring performance, I gotta go for my Hardys, man. I'm sorry. Hey, listen, they got it. Ain't nothing beating Jeff Hardy jumping off of shit. Personally,
but if you,
I put Team Angle.
Wait. You say
Team Angle, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas. Yes, Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas will get take the Usos. Yes, sir.
With them damn suplexes.
Hey, them was some wrestling motherfuckers. You talking about under Kurt Angle tutelage?
Man, give Kurt that perk. He gonna put in that work.
Damn right.
I understand, but what I tell you though is why he's down. Kurt Angle is gonna look up and see that man flying out the air like day after day. Like seems like his.
I put Team Angle over the Usos, man.
Listen,
I feel you.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Give Kurt that perk. He gonna put in that work. Angle in 5.
I put Kurt down there against anybody. That's the goal right there. Kurt.
Yeah, you talk about freaking 100 men versus one gorilla. Nah. 100 men versus Kurt Angle. Bro.
What?
No, just to get Kurt that perk and let
him fight the gorilla, bro. He got
break that gorilla ankle.
What?
With the mouthpiece.
Damn, Kurt, chill.
Your mouthpiece ain't come out.
What?
So, what do y'all think about? Because they also said that there's rumored that R-Truth is supposed to come back now and beat Ron Killing.
I believe it, and I'll tell you why. Because R-Truth is on his last run. I believe it because he's on his last run.
R-Truth gonna become heel?
I feel like no, he's not gonna become heel. He's gonna become more serious. Because why would you make him a heel?
Yeah, he can be heel now. Everybody change his name.
You can't. That's like making Jacob Fatu heel.
Yeah, we still gonna love him.
We still gonna love him.
Yeah.
But like R-Truth becoming Ron Killings, that's something to end off of. If they treat it right, if they make it right, they can do it. If this man don't do no,
if they don't ignore the elephant in the room, because my thing, like, bro, he was gone, and the media uproar brought him back. So I feel like maybe I initially feel like it was like a last hoorah. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all the truth because of all the we want truth shit. So I'm gonna give y'all the truth like one last time. Kind of like when Undertaker came back a couple years ago for WrestleMania. He wasn't back, but he, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let y'all have one last time.
But even then, it wasn't even the original plan because Stone Cold was supposed to come that night.
But even,
that was just Undertaker was like, I'm getting
still,
money.
whoever came wasn't going to be recurring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was for that show. For that particular match, for that show. So that's what I think they are going with it. If they do write him back, it will only work if he comes back and rebrands himself. And he's no longer that gimmicky little Jimmy facetious type man. He's I'm going through the WWE now because y'all played with my name. Y'all thought I was trash. Now I'm really coming through and about to wreck shop. That's the only way I see that coming.
Okay. Nah, listen.
All right.
Sorry to interrupt. And that if they make R-Truth become the new John Cena to beat John Cena. And I mean, like, you know how hold on, hear me out. You know how listen, I'm not talking about hustle, loyalty, and respect. I mean heel John Cena. If he comes out there and he's actually serious, right?
No, I understand what he's saying.
Serious John Cena.
Wait. So, like, understand where he coming from. So, you know how John Cena's in his heel form and he's like, saying he's going to kill wrestling. What if
R-Truth match his energy,
but he's saving it by being a dominant
heel,
like a dominant heel?
That character is going to develop in someone by the end of the year. I don't believe that. I don't believe Truth is going to kill that because
I don't think he's going to.
I don't think he's going to do it, but he's going to lead.
It'll be awesome
because their performance in the ring, I believe, is what caused his departure, bro. Like. The lackluster performance that was, bro, they're trash. I mean, you can spin it different, but like being that I'm doing your moves and shit, and like, bro, that was a horrible match. I think that's why I'm like, hey, we gonna let you go. Y'all, I mean, they can come back and spin that, but I feel like if anything, as far as the title, not necessarily speaking as far as Truth's character, but as far as that title, because John Cena has the title. So by the end of the year, whoever ends up taking him down is going to be the one to carry that title now. I feel like it's going to eventually come back to either Cody or Roman.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is going to be.
But see, that's the thing, though.
Roman,
They should should make the storyline to where John Cena. Hold on, they should make the storyline. Oh hell no, man!
I know. Did y'all see last night? Did y'all see last night?
Yeah, that.
No, because in the tag team match they had it was a moment where y'all can see they're not really on the same page. They hit each other. They went back and forth a minute.
So that's what I'm saying.
So they're starting
Use that as a way to weaken John Cena along with R-Truth matching John Cena's energy. Because think about it. The heel R-Truth, like when he came to the WWE and he was a heel, that. I'm talking about pierced eye R-Truth with the. I'm talking about R-Truth.
How old is this man?
But I get, but you can make it work because look at how John Cena is approaching it the same way. He's saying, I don't have to wrestle to beat you, which makes sense because it's like, okay, instead of entertaining you guys, I'm just going to focus on winning and winning only. F y'all, I'm just going to win. So if you bring R-Truth to come out here and be like, this is what I got to do in order to save wrestling, it still makes you the hero at the end of the day and keeps that love for R-Truth. R-Truth is always a facetious person, always making people laugh or whatever, and he came in and he contributed to saving wrestling.
Yeah.
Goated.
This is the same, but I believe his schedule is because of his age. I don't think he has the actual ability physically to carry the WWE World Championship. Looking is one thing. Actually having the stamina to keep doing night in, night out, keep flying off and everything. He was just like the 24/7. Like, bro, he was just like not doing real matches.
Yeah.
I was gonna say in his defense,
no, bro.
No, I feel like in his defense, I feel like they haven't give him a proper match,
and that's not even PG.
That's what I'm carrying. I'm gonna see how old is he. I can keep going. I'm just saying how old is he.
No, I'm just. He said that's.
And that's not even PG. Okay, so you brought up Logan Paul. So let's talk about.
Nigga, 53.
Damn.
He ain't carrying shit.
So Goldberg was like 55 and he was spearing niggas.
And he came back for like a season. He came back for like a brief appearance.
Because all that nigga have this one move set. That nigga spear, jackhammer.
But hold on, at one point Goldberg was like one of the most untouchable niggas in wrestling. He had
more than one move set.
He had a huge undefeated streak. Now don't disrespect Goldberg now.
He had 3 moves. 3. 2 spears and a jackhammer.
John Cena had the same damn thing. I don't want
Hey, hold on now. That motherfucker was doing a wheelbarrow stunner.
You ain't lying. That's my go, but you ain't lying.
Yeah, but hold on. John Cena had.
He was putting the hurricanranas out his ass, nigga. He was.
Hold on. And you know the face that everybody made when he hit a hurricane.
What the fuck are you doing?
What?
Cause he was pleasing y'all niggas. Y'all over here. I don't think trying to beat the allegations.
I want to know who asked for John Cena to hit a hurricane. Bring them.
I ain't saying he needed to do all that. But nigga hit a suplex, hit an F5.
That man hit that same.
Big Show used to do drop kicks.
But that could work though.
No,
that's better than John Cena. Yeah, because I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Big Show, he's about 400 pounds. But
imagine that 400 pound.
That fall is gonna hurt you more than that drop kick hurt the other.
That nigga finna boom. Oh,
but what I'm saying is he had that same spin. 5-knuckle shuffle, like come on, like let's keep it a buck. Every OG wrestler had them 3 moves.
And at the start, the power bomb, the spin bomb, that was
that's what
finished it. Yeah.
So
the prototype. That's what.
I mean, think about it. Like everybody had their comeback moves. Same thing. Randy Orton, goddamn,
but he has more than one.
Clothesline. Don't swing.
But y'all using comeback.
Don't talk about one move.
Randy Orton actually has a great move set. Though.
He got an RKO and a kick.
That kick,
but that
kick fed generations.
He got less moves than John Cena. Y'all talking about John Cena?
I don't know, man. That nigga power slam be hurt. That nigga be sweet.
Bro, because John Cena. If you think about John Cena, hold on. If you think about John Cena, right? Mm-hmm. You only think about the 5-knuckle shuffle and the attitude adjustment, maybe the STF, right? When you think about Randy Orton, you think about the backdrop on. Hold on. You think about the backdrop on the tape. You don't think about the backdrop on the tape.
Because it was recent. It's not recent, but it's
you think about Randy Orton, you think about RKO.
You think about Randy Orton, you think about the RKO. You think about the punt kick, and you think about the spike DDT. Spike DDT as well.
That's a regular
backdrop
move.
on the table.
That's not his. That's a regular move.
I don't know if a nigga come on the rope and talk about yeah, and then his spike DDT. I'm thinking about Randy. I don't give a damn. That's Randy.
I give you that.
And even then, the RKO is just a
and then the spinning power slam on his comeback.
That's an old move too.
And then the Orton stomp.
Even the Orton do that shit.
Even the Orton stomp when he goes around and stomps you around your entire body. Even the Orton stomp. Like John Cena, you not thinking about all this shit.
You're not. Y'all talking about a basic wrestling move, the body flip, and then him kicking you,
stomping on every different part of the body. Yes.
God.
But no other wrestler does that though. No other wrestler will stomp in your ankle,
he ain't known for
stomping your arm, stomping your forehead.
He known for RKO.
I mean, yes, ultimately, yes. I mean, when you think about it, like Triple H is known for the pedigree. Shawn Michaels is known for the super kick.
Because if y'all put in all these other moves, then add to John Cena. Okay, the flying elbow, like it's all these little moves that's in there.
Flying elbow.
Yeah, he does that. John Cena does the flying elbow, like
that's the shoulder tackle. That's the shoulder tackle.
Yeah,
okay. You can name that one though.
But I'm not, because those are just wrestling moves. Regular wrestling moves.
No. What was that top rope leg drop when they be like bending down? He used to be doing that. The top rope leg drop.
I don't know. Like, we talking about like Undertaker old school, like shit like that, like actual moves that like
last ride.
You know what I'm saying? Like their
ride,
moves, not just regular wrestling moves. Like no, nigga. I give you the spike DDT.
I mean, okay, think about Kane in the diving clothesline, though. I mean, it was a regular wrestling move, but it was...
It's not what he's known for.
It's that choke slam.
It's in his arsenal, but yeah, Kane is...
The sidewalk slam was a regular move.
It's underrated,
though. Yeah, the sidewalk slam was a regular move, but he still know.
What are you talking about?
Logan Paul.
Logan
Paul, yeah.
So you said behind the scenes, Logan Paul is the truth.
No, because of last night, and I feel like a lot of people are giving him his props because of his performance last night and what he's been doing as far as what he's willing to put his life.
We both looked at you like this.
I don't give a fuck. Like y'all can go on the damn media and look shit up for yourself. Like y'all didn't even watch last night, bro.
I've seen enough of Logan Paul.
I'm not with him as a character. I'm not with him as a character, but that alone. He ain't no bullshit gimmick as a
I'll give him this. Logan Paul in the ring, wonderful. As a person, fuck him. I don't care.
Logan Paul in the ring, wonderful. As a champion,
hell no.
And y'all should know, coming from me, it's coming from not from his actual character, but his in-ring ability.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about. Like I said, I'm past this shit. I'm not invested in characters.
He can't sell though, for real.
I'm not invested in characters, But as far as like he can actually wrestle, this motherfucker, and like bro, the acrobatics that he's doing moves that I ain't never seen before.
So
for real. He ain't even watched last night, man. I ain't seen a nigga. Yeah, I ain't never seen no lion salt on into the motherfucking the ring announce table like that.
Actually, Shawn Michaels did that at WrestleMania.
I was finna say Shawn.
Yeah, when he
you
faced
mean the backflip that he did?
Yeah, the lion salt to the
Charlotte Flair.
When she sprung off the rope?
Yeah, off the top rope, hit a backflip and landed on the freaking...
But I'm talking the way you got to spring off, like the lion saw the difference.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels did that twice. Yeah. He did that with Ric Flair at WrestleMania and John Cena
Think about who you're saying. Like the greatest. He's doing something that only the greatest have done.
That's because of the simple fact that he's going.
He's athletic.
It's not even that. It's like the concept.
He's athletic. He has the balls, the courage. Like it's just a lot.
Hold on. It's like this. It's like how Randy went out there and he said, "Man, I don't have to wear colorful T-shirts in order to show that I'm great." You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't have to go out there and do dance moves to show that I'm great. That's how I feel about it. Like if you're truly great, you shouldn't have to be doing fucking lion salts to land on a freaking table for real. Like you shouldn't have to.
That confirms the whole gimmick because of how loud he's coming in. The whole narrative is, nigga, do you really have what it takes in the ring? And he's showing you, not only do I have what it takes to wrestle, I can take this show to another level, and I'm actually beneficial to this company.
I feel like real talk, bro. Like, a nigga can go out there and hit a goddamn backflip and land on somebody and be like, okay, cool. But like going like the whole 9 yards with it, like actually putting on a show.
He's been putting on a show.
He has.
He has been putting on a show.
Like that match he had.
And I haven't been rooting for him at all. I just been watching it. He's been putting on a show.
I feel like personally, like
he putting in work, dog.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give him that. Like, I'll give him 100% effort, but I just feel like it's not convincing to me.
No, that pulverizer, that finish move, that
shit hard.
That shit hard. As a hating nigga myself, that shit hard.
I'm not a fan, but just a wrestler. Like, bro, I wasn't a fan of P.D. Williams, but the Canadian Destroyer is still one of my favorite.
Who?
P.D. Williams. Oh, yeah.
I gotta look.
Old back in the day, TNA. He's a Canadian wrestler, but the Canadian Destroyer is my favorite finisher. But yeah, I never rooted for P.D. Williams. Never. He was never like a gimmick, but he was always like a heel. But nigga, P.D. Williams. That's when AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and all that shit and the X Division. That's when I used to watch that shit. But nigga, the Canadian Destroyer is crazy.
Alright, Dominik Mysterio IC Championship, man. Y'all think he deserved it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like beforehand I was like, what? Why?
Does he deserve it as the current gimmick that he's doing as far as the Judgment Day is what I mean. Like,
yeah. I don't have a problem with it because it ain't like the world championship, man.
Yeah, I do agree. I actually am comfortable that he won as the part of the Judgment Day instead of him.
I personally, I disagree with it. I feel like you literally are taking the prestige off of that title. Like when I think
that's too far.
No,
I don't know.
I feel
there's been a lot of people before him that took the prestige off based off their gimmick.
Like I feel like the prestige just came back for that title for one.
Cool.
When?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Gunther's the one that brought it back.
No. Yeah. No, you tripping. He did bring it back.
Nobody ever fuck about the Intercontinental title.
Nobody cared.
Before he went on his the longest shit and actually carried it with some prestige himself. Nobody give a fuck about the Intercontinental.
No one don't care about. I feel like personally nobody cares.
Okay, that makes a point.
Yeah, but to pick it back off of that, I feel like nobody cares really. If you're a true wrestling fan, you wouldn't care about who truly holding the title. It's about how they carry it.
No, I more so care about who's holding it. Basically.
You care about who's holding it, but as far as Dominik,
I mean, yeah, it could it could be Dominik, but I gotta see it too.
If he was United States champion, okay, yeah,
I feel like even though the name Intercontinental carries more land, United States champion is a little better than Intercontinental. United States Championship holds more weight than Intercontinental.
Intercontinental is the whole glory.
That's why I say the name. But since like the Chris Jericho up until the Gunther, that gap, nobody really gave a fuck about Intercontinental. The John Cena.
Who fuck about the United States?
I'm telling you. 2002 when Big Show had it, and then when 2004, because John Cena really came on the map because he won the United States Championship and put the spinner on it. Mm-hmm. That's when that shit was a thing. That was 21 years ago. Mm-hmm. So it's been a thing. But as far as, like I say, the name carries more weight, so I understand that. But I was saying as far as Dominik, I feel like Dominik earned it because kind of like a Logan, not saying he came and bought his way in, but as far as the gimmick, you like, nigga, he really gonna earn it? But Dominik came and get his ass beat. Night in, night out, night in, night out, night in, and kept getting his ass beat. So I'm like, yeah, give him something.
I guess I get it. I think about it more so as like it could be somebody better to hold that because again, when I think about the United States Championship, bro, I don't really think about nobody for real.
You don't.
But when you think about the IC Championship, you think about Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. You think about Shawn Michaels. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's way more prestige.
LA Knight better than all of them, and he was just the US
LA Knight was not better than Dolph Ziggler as IC champion.
I think
Wait, no, he never been IC champion.
No, I'm saying LA Knight as a whole was never better than Dolph Ziggler when Dolph was the IC champion. No.
Well,
there were not many people.
I'm gonna give y'all that because like I said, it was years when I was gone.
Like Dolph Ziggler, I ain't even gonna hold you. Dolph Ziggler single-handedly squad wiped a match like with 6 people. Like literally was.
Oh yeah,
back
that
to
Survivor
like,
Series
what?
against the Authority.
I feel like,
What?
I feel like over
I
history,
would
if you go through the actual
What?
like holders, I feel like bigger names had the U.S. championship in my memory.
Like who?
Let's go through the history.
Big Show, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, The Miz. Low key, no one don't talk about The Miz title reign with the U.S. title, and I feel like that's
Don't nobody really
No,
talk
like-
about you.
That's probably why people was
they don't talk about
That's
it. Wait, hear me out.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it, but I do appreciate
Think
it
about
for what it
but
was
think hold on.
at
But
the
think
time.
about it though. These people that have won the United States championships and had a reign and had the IC championship and had a reign, they talk about them when they was what? IC champion versus when they was United States champion.
Yeah, but here's the thing though.
Like, for
When-
instance,
I think it's errors. Bro.
Hold on, but when it comes down to IC championships, reigns is based off who's carrying it. When it comes to United States championships, reign is based off what era it was and who was.
So the Miz, when he had a United States champion, was they talking about him?
They wasn't talking about him.
I feel like between like the 2000 and 2010, U.S. title was way more prestigious than.
No, John Cena only brought that. John Cena only brought that back in when he did the U.S. Open Challenge. That was it.
That's fair because
that was the only thing that kept it relevant.
Nobody was really talking about the U.S. title like the Intercontinental Championship. Not even in 2000, 2010.
The whole point of what we're talking about is Dominik and winning that. Can we at least agree, as far as we're talking about prestige, the IC championship is kind of like a baby championship.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? Like
opposed to the levels of championship, and they even tried to make a fucking crown jewel championship to even surpass that.
That was a.
But as far as like
that
the tiers
was
of champion, because the IC is not fucking with the heavyweight champions. That's still a thing. Not fucking with the WWE championship.
Yes, of course.
But I have an argument with that. But when you think about the IC title, it gives you that ticket. Like when you think about it, because. Look at how many people have been IC champions, and after that became world champions.
It depends on the era.
I as far as it being a baby championship, and as far as it being third place, yes, I will say that. But I will also give it its props that, believe it or not, and you're not going to believe this, the IC championship at one point was actually more relevant than the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
That's why I had to say after 2000.
That's why I was like, and that's why I said it couldn't beat the U.S. Championship for me. It just, the prestige for the U.S. versus the IC is way higher, bro. It's way higher.
It depends on what era.
I feel like the U.S. Championship is just something you can give to somebody like, here, man, do what you want.
Bobby Lashley had it, Shelton had it.
Like, those are big names, dog, especially at the era that those were in and what they were representing.
But with big names and this championship, they were not able to actually bring it up to prestige. Because that's what makes it.
I'm answering. I'm thinking about it in an age or an era where there was still a cruiserweight championship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Like around that time, like nobody gave a fuck who like those were like I say the lackluster characters.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by baby champs. Like those are not the.
Yeah. Why nobody care about the cruiserweight championship?
That's why I don't give a fuck.
Only person I remember
that's why I
that
don't give a fuck. Dominik.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. That was it. Was Rey Mysterio cruiserweight?
To jury.
Yeah.
That was probably
before
my time. That was probably
I think wasn't it Adrian Neville? That was the only other person that I really.
But that was
about.
like the newer.
That was when it started to transition.
Yeah, when it became to its own roster.
Yeah.
The 205.
205 Live.
205.
Yeah.
The first year. Listen, Neville and 205 Live roster. The first year.
They shouldn't have cut him.
They should have did better. But that's not the topic. The bottom line is, adding on to that topic, do you think Dominik Mysterio will be the next Eddie Guerrero 5 years down the line?
No, that shouldn't even be a topic. No, because the only thing is, like, the whole point was I don't mind Dominik getting some bling and actually getting some accolades under his belt because he went through the actual mud. I don't see him more respected.
I see. Yeah, I see.
But do you think he's gonna be world champion?
No.
So you think he's?
I think he's going to be world champion? Yes. Does he deserve it in my eyes?
Not
is it not deserve it? Is he the person to be world champion? No,
damn,
but he gonna get it.
They can write damn to anybody to win it for us.
He gonna get
But
it.
do you feel like your opinion might change if he proves himself, if he gets out Judgment Day and actually puts in like the actual work like he was doing with his father? Because I know in the beginning,
Rey Mysterio.
because like I know like when he
Stop disrespecting that man, bro.
I'm
That's
not
his daddy.
I'm not no.
Why you said it like that? You said that's his daddy.
No, because like no, Rey Mysterio, no, it's cool, but it's just like remember how he started off. They didn't really see nothing in the kid because he was just Rey Mysterio's son. So when he left and started with Judgment Day, he went from being Rey Mysterio's son to Dominik Mysterio.
I want to say one thing, bro, before we like switch subject on that, bro. That nigga Dominik got hoes. I don't understand it, bro.
Stop stealing the hus.
I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. That man
that translates to everyday life. Females today feel like they're the new man, so they like bitch made niggas. They like men that can slap around and tell what to do. So being that I can slap him, that's kind of appealing to them. They like weak men in real life.
That's crazy.
Damn. Eddie Guerrero was weak.
But hey, we finna wrap this up, man. It's like it's a pilot episode. We're gonna be more structured next time, but I think this was dope tonight, man. I think it's dope tonight. We're gonna come back with a official name and everything. Yeah.
I got one more thing that don't turn into a topic. We ain't gotta discuss it or whatever. It's just more so an answer to a question. Out of Aleister Black, Rusev, and what's his name? The dude they used to come out. I can't believe I brain farted just right then and there. Dude's Mexican dude. He used to come out. You know who I'm talking about. He's supposed to be coming back to the WWE.
Oh, Alberto Del Rio.
Yes, I don't know why I brain farted his name.
Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, Alberto Del Rio, Aleister Black, and Rusev. Who you think gonna rise the fastest?
Rusev.
Alberto Del Rio is far because he gonna come back as a heel, and everybody gonna want to see him lose like a motherfucker.
I have a bad feeling that Alberto Del Rio is going to come back and it's not going to be good.
It's crazy because I'm kind of glad we're all opposed because I say Aleister Black. I'm a little biased.
I feel like
he already in and doing his thing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Rusev can still surpass him. I'm just saying, like, who's going to be like?
I see Alberto as far as the character. But definitely in the future, you know what I'm saying, if someone want to come in, you know what I'm saying, I'm really a placeholder for this show because I'm not really as active. I dibble and dabble here, but I'm not that active in wrestling. So if anybody want to take my spot, feel free in the future. I'm still going to be as far as in charge of production and everything. But yeah, man.
I'm in all sports, man. You want to talk about sports, let's get it.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I like wrestling.
I was about to say, we can just make this a wrestling show. I said we can make it just all sports. We can just make it just fighting or just contact sports.
Yeah.
But nah, man, we out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.